Hey, what's up, Nick? YouTube? Another uh, hack, do-it-yourself hack here or fix. If you own a car and you go to this gas station mechanics or tire places, chances are your lug nuts are all one, right? Because oftentimes they're lazy, so they wouldn't use the right fit. Like in my case, my correct fit is the 21 millimeters, but what they end up doing is they put the 22 millimeters on it, or the 23 millimeters sometimes. While that will open it, but there's play, and when they keep like using the impact range, untying and tying it, it ends up wearing out. So if you have one of your tools, like do-it-yourself tools, you try to put the right fit, the 21s, they would be too small, right? And it's not good for you because what happens is it just wears it out. And if you have this stuck lug nuts like mine here, this actually is covering a standard lug nut, right? So it's a lighter steel. It's not aluminum, but it's a lighter steel than the actual lug nuts that's behind it. So this is like a cap really that opens it up. Here, let me focus. Right. So it's annoying because I could not use before doing this quick fix. I could no longer use my 21 millimeters. I had to use the 22 millimeters to access these lug nuts and remove them. And even that, because it's not the right fit, whenever I loosen the lug nut, I have to use a hammer to get it out because it gets stuck in there. So because they get lazy, or maybe they might not be the cause of the problem in the first place, because someone had used a larger range to loosen it before, they don't want to deal with trying to remove the lug nut because they use the correct fit, because then at that point it would be tighter. So what they would use is they would use a larger range themselves, and then the problem just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding, and before you know it, what happens is this here will just get ruined, and you can't use it anymore. And if you're not lucky, it will be stuck on your wheel and you can't remove it. You have to take it to a professional to get it welded out or cut out or something like that. So the fix that I found before it gets too bad, hopefully yours is not beyond fixing. Mine, like, I could not even fit the 21 millimeters in there at all before fixing this problem. Now you can see that it's all fixed up. You can see it's all shaped. How did I do that? It's very simple, really. All you use is one of this that you can hammer the end of it, right? So you use the right fit, right? Depending on how bad it is. If it is really, really bad, maybe that even the 22 millimeters struggle to get in, maybe start with the 22 millimeters, so that way you're not putting too much pressure on the wheel itself, right? So what I do is if it's really bad, use the 22 millimeters, and then just find the angle where it goes in, and then hammer this gently, maybe a heavier hammer. I'm using this guy right here. It's not as heavy but not as light, just somewhere in the middle. So this is a 16 ounce for steel. So I hit it and then it goes in. As it goes in, what it does is it expands the metal and shape it in. So it's almost like you're reshaping it or remolding it, if you will, right? So that's what I do. I did rather, and you can see that this guy right here, let me focus. You can see that this is a little bit more visible. You see how it kind of bent it out of shape, and then with using this, I'm getting it back to shape properly, and eventually it's gonna be like this. And it takes like maybe 3 or 4 rounds where you get it in. At first you have to hammer it out, and then you keep repeating it, right? Just hammer it in until it gets into the right section, and then pulling it out, and that will shape it in place. So you can now use your standard 21 millimeter or 22 if that's what yours is. You can see this is entering just fine now, right here. Before it was not, right? Before I have to use a higher one. All right, I hope this was helpful. I discovered this because my lug nuts, the dealers will not mess with rotating my tires anymore because they were all worn out, and they recommended that I get new lug nuts because they just can't, they don't want to mess with removing it. So I was stuck with it because I used one of the corner tire shops, okay, and they ruined it for me. But I'm glad that I fixed it. Hopefully this will help you as well. Once again, Jalamin Tech, but doing the repair section of this video. Peace.